have an enormous effect on their children, believe it or not. They not only pass along genetic traits, but they help shape the way their children perceive and navigate the world from early childhood all the way to adulthood. Hear me out. No parent is perfect. And because no parent is perfect, all children grow up with parents who make mistakes. And some of those mistakes have a lasting impact. However, children of narcissistic parents grow up with parents whose personality traits can leave mental and emotional scars that negatively affect their children well after they've left the house. Hi, my name is Mfon. Welcome to my channel. And today we will be talking about the traits of a narcissistic parent. And sometimes these traits can align perfectly with African parents. And this video brings awareness to us as Africans. And if you experience this, it's an opportunity for you to process the past and start the journey to healing from the impact of being raised by a narcissistic parent. And please take a moment and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so that the algorithm can share it with many people who need it. Thank you so much. And speaking of narcissistic parents, I know what that means because I grew up with these traits I'm going to share with you. So, what is a narcissistic parent? Narcissistic parents are often emotionally abusive to their children, holding them to impossible and constantly changing expectations. Because narcissistic people see themselves as the center of the universe, they see their children as extensions of themselves as well. It is very, very natural for narcissistic parents to live through their children and also compete with their children, forcing them to live in their shadow. As their children become more independent, narcissistic parents typically feel threatened. They engage in manipulation to keep their children's attention focused on them. I'm going to share my story as we get along. So let's talk about the signs of narcissistic parents. Narcissistic parents are unable to consider their children's feelings and validate them. That is, they lack empathy for their children. They show no compassion or consideration for their children. I grew up in a background where, as a girl child, I wasn't allowed to live normally like a boy child because I took up the job of a mother. My mom used to give me a lot of work. I washed clothes for my younger ones, even my older one too. I wash their clothes. I cook all the meals at home while the boys don't do nothing. And nobody consider how much those load weigh on me. So they gave me too much work and they didn't care about how it made me feel. So, and because there was a time I said something and my mom just override on me, and that made me not to share my feeling, no matter how, I was taught not to express myself because it will not be valid. I mean, they don't care about me. Next is using fear tactics and manipulation to dominate. Manipulation, that is, they may use their children to fulfill their needs and boost their self-esteem. Like I said, I used to do all the cooking and all the cleaning, but in reality, that wasn't my job. That was my mom's job. So she was manipulating me. For example, she was like, oh, I'm training you. All these boys, they are going to marry. You'll be the one to cook for your husband. Well, it wasn't because she was training me. Because how do you call training when I wake up early before my mother to cook for everybody? Is it training when the days that I cannot make it cooking, my mom would say, oh, if someone goes to school, won't the person eat? But the boys were going to school and they were eating free of charge. So it was a manipulation tactics. It was a way of gaslighting, which I'm going to talk further, to dominate. So they use fear and tactics to dominate, kind of manipulating their children, which I saw it very clearly. And the third one is teasing, mocking, bullying, and criticizing to maintain superiority. Oh, goodness gracious. We can be awarded, African parents can take award for that. Teasing, oh, I've shared in one of my video about, my story of how I took a break from my parents, I walked away, and it has been the best decision of my life because teasing, oh, mocking, bullying, let me tell you, parental bullying is bullying. Your parent doesn't give you the right to bully your kids. And talk about bullying, there's nothing my mom did not tell me. I'm ugly. There's nothing. Teasing me, mocking me. I grew up and I just was blessed with big boobs. My mom would make fun of me. Why is your boob so big? Asking me questions that I don't have answers to. Why are you making fun of me for the blessings that God has given to me, And she was doing that, trying to criticize me to maintain superiority. And one thing our parents don't understand is that, come on, there's this boss in Nigeria while I was a kid that on their motto is the young shall grow. Do you realize that child, now that she or he is young, that a time will come that child will grow, and because you are strong at that moment, a time will come that child will be stronger than you. Do you realize that? But maybe they have this short-sightedness mentality that they will always be the head because they are parents. A time will come that you are strong. A time will come that child will be stronger than you. So I used to endure teasing and all of that just because I was a child. And the next one is engaging in gaslighting. For example, they do wicked things and evil things to you and act like you are the one that is overreacting or acting like you are over-exaggerating. They will be mean to you. They will be, treating you so bad. And when you are like, I don't take that anymore, they are like, oh, what's wrong with you? I remember telling my family that, come on, the treatment that I used to get, that I used to keep quiet, I used to say it. But I just, act as if I don't. I saw the way they were loved and I was mistreated. I was treated like a maid in my own father's house. And they said, oh no. I said, no, I'm not a kid. I'm a grown woman. So when I was like, I don't want to take that anymore. They're like, oh, you're overreacting. Why are you acting like this? Are you crazy? I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let you guys gaslight me. I'm not going to take that anymore. So narcissistic parents engage in gaslighting, and they do that very perfectly so that they will force you to be quiet. They force you to ask yourself, am I okay? That is what they do. They know what they are doing. So the next one is turning family time into an opportunity to shift attention back to them. Narcissistic parents do that a lot because they believe that everything evolves around them. The world revolves around them. The world revolves around them. So they just want attention. They just want, to get attention. If a child makes an A in school, the parent will like, oh, is it not me that has been making you to read? Is it not me that has been doing this for you? That's why you're able to make A's, turning family time into an opportunity for them to be seen, shifting attention back to them. And the next one is blaming family members when things go wrong. When things don't go their way, it's always someone else's fault. For example, food has to be ready, because if food is not ready, it is my fault. But was food my job? So I was always trying to make sure that I meet my mom's need and make sure that everything goes on well, because if it doesn't, she's gonna blame me for that. And the next one, which is very, very dear to my heart, is conditional love. Only showing love when their children do exactly what they want them to do, and in other words, they withdraw love if that child don't do it. For example, If you make A's, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be so proud of you. I'm gonna be so happy. But if you don't make A's, oh, the people who make A's, do they have two heads? I mean, like growing up as a child, I used to do too much. Why? Because I was always trying to buy love. I was always trying to see if my mom would be happy and love me the way she loved the boys. And by the way, I have 6 brothers and I'm the only girl. But you might be thinking, oh, being the only girl, you be taken care of. No, I was the most treated, badly mistreated, abused, neglected. I was the most, the things my mom said to me impacted my mental health, my emotional health, my psychological health in a negative way, just because I'm a girl child. So being a girl child was a disadvantage, let me tell you. So, and I have a video and then I spoke in details about my story, so I'll encourage you to watch this video. So I didn't get loved because I grew up to discover that the love is about how much I can do, trying to satisfy my mother, trying to put more effort. And because of that, I didn't do well in school because I was always doing housework. So it is very, very important that we understand and know these traits, because it's helpful for adult children to recognize the signs of a narcissistic parent, to understand the impact they are growing up maybe having on them today. Because let me tell you, I have gone through therapy sessions, I've cried a lot, I've been depressed because of the way I was raised, and this is very, very important, and that's why I'm sharing this, so that you know that you need to heal from all these negative impact of narcissistic parenting. Once again, I would like to ask, did you go through this? If you did, I pray that you heal, and please subscribe to this channel, give this video a like as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and turn on your bell notification, because I am going to be sharing more about narcissistic parents in the future, narcissistic father and mother, and also the impact that it does on us as adults. This channel is about healing from childhood trauma, which it's the ultimate goal of this channel, and I hope and pray that we all heal. I did a video about why I walk away from my parents and siblings, and I would love you to watch the video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye-bye.